हरे कृष्णा। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदना व्रज जना, यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद, नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। आप सभी का आज के भागवतम हरे कृष्णा। वी वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू, ऑल द ऑनलाइन व्यूअर्स फॉर दिस सेशन ऑफ श्रीमद् भागवतम। वी आर रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम 7th canto, 1st chapter, 4th and 5th verses. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto entitled The Science of God. First chapter, The Supreme Lord is equal to everyone. 4th and 5th verses. Shri Rishiruvacha Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja Hareshcharitam Adbhutam Yad Bhagavata Mahatmyam भगवद् भक्ति वर्धनम गीयते परमं पुण्यं ऋषिभिर्नारदादिभिः नत्वा कृष्णाय मुनये कथयिष्ये हरेः कथम्। श्री ऋषिरुवाच साधु पृष्ठं महाराज हरेश्चरितमद्भुतं यद्भागवतमाहात्म्यं भगवद्भक्तिवर्धनम् गीयते परमं पुण्यं ऋषिभिर्नारदादिभिः नत्वा कृष्णाय मुनये कथयिष्ये हरेर्कथाम्। श्री ऋषिरुवाच साधु पृष्ठं महाराज हरेश्चरितमद्भुतं यद्भागवतमाहात्म्यं भगवद्भक्तिवर्धनम् गीयते परमं पुण्यं ऋषिभिर्नारदादिभिः नत्वा कृष्णाय मुनये कथयिष्ये हरेर्कथम्। Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Shri Rishi Uvacha, the sage Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Sadhu, excellent, Prishtam, inquiry, Maharaj, O great king, Hare, of the Supreme Lord, Charitam, activities, Adbhutam, wonderful, Yat, from which, Bhagavata, of the Lord's devotee Prahlad, Mahatmyam, the glories, Bhagavad Bhakti, devotion to the Lord, Vardhanam, increasing, Giyate, is sung, Paramam, the foremost, Punyam, pious, Rishibhi, by the sages, Naradadibhi, headed by Sri Narad Muni, Natva, after offering obeisances, Krishnaya, to Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, Munaye, the great sage, Kathayishe, I shall narrate, Hare, of Hari, Katham, the topics. The great sage Shukdev Goswami said, My dear king, you have put before me an excellent question. Discourses concerning the activities of the Lord, in which the glories of His devotees are also found, are extremely pleasing to the devotees. Such wonderful activities, such wonderful topics always counteract the miseries of the materialistic way of life. Therefore, great sages like Narada always speak upon Srimad Bhagavatam because it gives one the facility to hear and chant about the wonderful activities of the Lord. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Srila Vyasadeva and then begin describing the topics concerning the activities of Lord Hari. Purport. In this verse, Shukdev Goswami offers his respectful obeisances to Krishnaya Munaye, which means to Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. One must first offer one's respectful obeisances to one's spiritual master. Shukdev Goswami's spiritual master is his father Vyasadeva, and therefore he first offers his respectful obeisances to Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas and then begins describing topics of Lord Hari. Whenever there is an opportunity to hear about the transcendental activities of the Lord, we must take it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends Kirtaniya Sadahari. One should always engage in Krishna Katha by chanting and talking about Krishna and hearing about him. That is the only occupation of a Krishna conscious person. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam and Parikshit Maharaj, who is on the verge of accepting in next 3 to 4 days. He was given the time of 7 days according to the curse he got from a Brahmana boy named Shringi. And Parikshit Maharaj decided to dedicate his entire remaining lifespan for hearing and chanting, hearing the glories of Lord Shri Krishna. And during the course of his hearing, he has heard how Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, he favors, it seems that he favors the demigods, the devatas, and he is not in very good favor of the demons. So Parikshit Maharaj asks Shukadeva Goswami this question in the beginning of the 7th canto. Why is it that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he favors it seems that he is favoring Lord Indra and the devatas, and he is not in favor of the demons, because he is supposed to be impartial. All the living entities are his sons only, sons and daughters. Krishna says in Gita, Aham Bija Pradapita. So why is it that he is making this distinction between demons and demigods when he is favoring them? So some of us may think that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam, because that is his mission. When he comes to this world, he wants to establish the principles of religion. He wants to protect the pious and annihilate the miscreants. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Samaham sarva bhuteshu namai dveshyasti manna priya. Last class by His Grace Rukmini Raman Prabhu we heard about it. So Krishna is not in favor of anyone, and he doesn't disown anyone, or he doesn't discriminate while giving his mercy. But he says, "Ye bhajanti tu maam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyam." Those devotees who worship me, I am very dear to them and they are very dear to me. And here we find that Parikshit Maharaj is not just listening, he is hearing it very, very attentively. And he knows the urgency of the matter. He is about to die in next 7 days, and he doesn't have any other option. He doesn't try to protect himself by counteracting the curse of the Brahmana boy. He doesn't try to build a fortress which will be impenetrable, a very unconquerable fortress where the snake bird, which is destined to bite him, is going cannot reach him. And he doesn't make any material arrangement of that sort, but he resorts to hearing the message of Lord Krishna, and that too in a very urgent and desperate mood. And when Shukadeva Goswami talks about something, it's not missing his ears. It is entering inside his ears. He is processing it by his intelligence. It's entering his heart. And he's asking relevant questions. And he wants to know the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He wants to understand about Krishna. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Ye yathamam prapadyanti tams tathaiva bhajamyaham." If we surrender to him, with the attitude we surrender to him, accordingly he reciprocates with our surrender and devotion. If we surrender, if we want to hear Krishna Katha in a leisurely way, in a very casual way, then Krishna also reciprocates in a leisurely and casual way. If we feel that the message is very urgent, and then we reciprocate, then Krishna reciprocates by invoking his presence, by manifesting himself to us, in the form of Krishna Katha. We hear and we read from Nectar of Devotion, which was compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami, about the principles of devotional service. And there he mentions that out of the 5 items of devotional service which are very prominent, and these practices are to be accepted by all the devotees, he says one of them is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. But when we are forgetful about our predicament of material existence, sometimes we don't even realize what are the miseries of life. If we ask someone, then they say, "Oh, I have to study, I have to get a degree, and I have to get a good job. That is the misery of my life. Unless I get a good job, I get a good wife, I settle with my children, and that's how those are the problems of life." But real problems of life, according to scriptures, and that is real knowledge, Bhagavad Gita says, "Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam." An intelligent, knowledgeable person, he knows the miseries of life, and they are birth, old age, disease and death. But if we are not cognizant of these predicaments, then we take things very lightly. And then the material energy, Krishna's material energy, which is also called Maya, when we are off guard like that, then she attacks us. So, like we see, when a ghost attacks a human person, the ghost attacks when the person is inattentive. When someone is sleeping, the ghosts can attack that person. Similarly, Indra attacked the womb of Mother Diti, to kill the child who was in the womb of Diti when she was sleeping. And if we are surrendered to Lord Krishna, Maya cannot overcome us, and she can definitely allure us. We may become affected by it, but she cannot overcome us because Krishna is there to help us. But that is when we take shelter of Krishna very desperately, in a sense of urgency. But if we are very casual to take shelter of Krishna, then Maya has the power to infiltrate and overcome our consciousness. Sometimes all at once we may experience a fall down all at once, or maybe sometimes little by little by little. And Parikshit Maharaj understood the urgency of the matter. He just had 7 days, so he wasn't concerned about the grades of his children in the school, the economic crisis looming over his kingdom, or the need to settle his children in different parts of the kingdom. And he wanted to understand every detail about Krishna's activities to his capacity. Here it is said that Krishna's activities are very wonderful, adbhut. The word mentioned is Harish Charitam Adbhutam. So who can understand Krishna's activities? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Name vidu suragana prabhavan maharshaya aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. Even the great demigods, Brahma, Indra, all the devatas who are administrating the affairs of the universe, they cannot, they are unable to realize the activities of Krishna. Even the great rishis, they also cannot fathom the depth of activities of Krishna. So what to speak of all of us? And Krishna appears in various forms. He does different activities in this universe and in all the universes, and it is very difficult to understand. Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Kritavan kila karmani sah ramena keshava ati martyani bhagwan gudha kapata manusha. So Lord Krishna and Balaram, when they appear and they do superhuman activities, we hear the superhuman activities of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan, and these superhuman activities, they are very mysterious and difficult to understand for a person who doesn't have faith in the scriptures and in the words of a spiritual master. Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, he says, Ashraddha dhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu sansara vartmani. Means one who is unfaithful, who doesn't have faith in the scriptures, in the words of God, for him to understand the science of God is very difficult. And because of that, he has to take birth again and again in the whirlpool of this material existence. So Parikshit Maharaj is inquiring about the why Krishna Lord is doing such activities like favoring one person and not favoring another person. And he, when hearing, he knows the Krishna's form in Vrindavan is the supreme. Krishna's activities in Vrindavan, they are supreme. So he doesn't just hear the other activities and I just want to hear the most glorious of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, and I don't want to hear, I just want to pass over these activities. He is attentively asking each and every detail to Shukadeva Goswami. And it is said that Shukadeva Goswami is very happy to hear the question of Parikshit Maharaj. And why he is happy to hear is mentioned that Shukadeva Goswami gets an opportunity to go into the pastimes and activities and the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna deeper and deeper and deeper, and between the relationship Lord has with his devotees, because we are going to hear about the pastimes of Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj in 7th canto. So Shukadev Goswami sees what he is going to speak, and that makes him happy. And Krishna Katha, when we hear Krishna Katha, so the maximum effect we can have when we are hearing is when a person is receptive. So receptivity, about receptivity, Krishna says in 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnaninas tattvadarshana. A tattvadarshi person can make you understand the absolute truth, the tattva, by submissive, when we submit ourselves very humbly, try to inquire from a self-realized person, a spiritual master, and serve him very faithfully, then whatever we hear can assimilate in our hearts, and Krishna can manifest his presence. So that's why receptivity is very important. And the disciple or a listener of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna Katha has to be very submissive when he wants to hear. And if we are not submissive, then said that we cannot go into the mysteries of this transcendental knowledge. The mercy of Krishna stops flowing to our hearts if we think that I know better than a person. And it is said that Krishna consciousness is not about academic knowledge. So many times people ask, oh, you are quoting so many shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, so many verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. So is it like a person who is quoting Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita verses, many verses he can quote, he has realized Krishna? That the case may not be so, because if the person doesn't have the submissive attitude and a spirit of receptivity, he considers himself very knowledgeable and is not open to listening from great authorities, then he misses the bus. So we experience that and we hear that in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is put into a very tragic situation, because he has to fight with his own loved ones, his cousins and his uncles and his spiritual teachers and his grandfathers, and he is in such a devastated state of mind and confused, utterly confused what he should do. And he gives many different reasons why he shouldn't fight. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we hear those reasons. And Krishna doesn't speak to him unless Arjuna accepts that he is totally confused, he needs help, and he needs the guidance of Lord Krishna as a spiritual master, as a teacher, spiritual teacher. Arjuna initially tries to solve the situation with his expert mind, using his intelligence, but he is not able to arrive at a conclusion. And that's when he says, Karpanya dosho upahata svabhava prichhami tvam dharma asammudha cheta. What is good? Yach shreyasyan nishchitam bruhitanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. So his situation was like a fly caught in a spider web. The more a fly caught in a spider web tries to get free by her own efforts, this fly cannot get out of the web. It gets more and more entangled. It needs help from outside. Here it is mentioned in this verse that discourses concerning the activities of the Lord, in which the glories of the Lord, glories of His devotees are also found, are extremely pleasing. And the effect of hearing such topics, wonderful topics, is described. They counteract the miseries of materialistic way of life. So materialistic miseries of materialistic way of life, Prahlad Maharaj says about it in 7th canto, which we are going to study later. In the same canto, but it will come later. Prahlad Maharaj says the material solutions to material problems create even bigger problems than the first initial material problem. So we see in today's day and age there is a lot of technology and lot of scientific research, and many new things are coming up to make the life of a human being pleasurable and successful, so that they can enjoy life in a more better way. And one of them is medical industry. So there, in medical industry, there are many medicines which keep coming up, and the pharma companies, they keep on promoting these medicines, and they say that we are very concerned about your health, and we have brought this new medicine, new pill for you. And but their main intention is to earn money. And when a new pill comes, it brings a host of side effects with the medicine. Like now the corona pandemic is going on, COVID-19 pandemic. We hear lots of medicines are being used, and no one has known the efficacy of these medicines till now in such a illness. So they are being tried and tested, and now we hear mucormycosis is coming up. So many people are losing their eyes, they are losing their legs, and losing their lungs. Many people are dying. So much costly treatment of the disease. So we see any pill, it comes with its galaxy of side effects. You take a painkiller, it causes acidity, gastritis. If you take it for a longer period, it can affect your kidneys. If you take steroids, then it can affect your immune system. That's how we get mucormycosis. So all these things don't make our life pleasurable. Previously, previously it was happening that in villages all the facilities were available. If you want to eat mangoes, you don't have to buy mangoes on Big Basket or on any website like that. You'll get fresh mangoes from the farm in your house every year in the summer, and you don't have to spend for that, and you don't have to use carbide and other things to make the mangoes. Means that venture, like industrial venture, any industrial revolution which begins, it begins by manipulating the resources of material nature, and no one knows. People don't think of Hare Krishna. Sorry for the interruption. So any industrial revolution begins, any business begins, the leaders of the society, they fail to see in the future. They don't see how much havoc it can wreak on the environment. The ecology can go to pieces. And we see now like the effect of industrial revolutions. People wanted cars and motorcycles and all the amenities of transport, air transport, and it is affecting the environment. Ozone layer is depleting, the ice caps are melting, and any intelligent person, if we had the foresight, could have understood the effects of all these things. So a great soul is a person who doesn't just try to solve the situation temporarily, just try to deal with whatever it is at hand. He thinks about the future also, and that is a person who is a great soul. That is called a person, a great soul. And Srila Prabhupada, when the ISKCON Juhu temple was being constructed, it was under construction, Srila Prabhupada could foresee all these events. It was a barren tract of land in a very far off suburb of Mumbai, and there was no locality existing there. It was infested with snakes and rats and everything. It wasn't even a good place for a temple. But Srila Prabhupada, he had the conviction, he had the vision that if there is a temple here, then it will benefit millions of people for years to come. So Shukadeva Goswami says, just hearing and chanting topics about the Supreme Personality of Godhead always counteracts the materialistic miseries of life. And one has to be eager, receptive, submissive. And Arjuna was very miserable and he was submissive. So he said, I don't know Krishna, please tell me. And then his heart was ready to receive knowledge. It is said that one intelligent person, if he thinks that he knows too much, then he may be in a very precarious state to receive the knowledge, transcendental knowledge. And a person who is very illiterate and he doesn't know anything, but if he is ready to receive the transcendental knowledge, then in a submissive mood, then it can transform his heart. Then next topic discussed in this chapter is Narad Muni. The saints like Narad Muni, they always speak upon Srimad Bhagavatam, because it gives one facility to hear and chant about the activities of the Lord. And they don't just listen and speak for their own benefit, they speak for the benefit of all the conditioned living entities. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Bharat Bhumite Manusya Janma Hoile Jar. Janma Sarthak Kari Kar Par Upakar. Because you have been blessed with a spiritual culture, we should perfect our lives and then help others to perfect their lives. And if we analyze the word par upakar, upakar means or welfare. Welfare means simply counteracting the miseries of materialistic existence. That is the meaning of upakar or welfare activity. And people do many different welfare activities like feeding the poor, hungry people, tsunami relief and earthquake relief and flood relief works. If someone is diseased, nowadays we see so many things popping up on the internet like Milap and other websites where people seek medical financial help for medical treatment. And all these things, it is good, and Prabhupada says that it is definitely a pious activity. But if I feed a hungry person, tomorrow he is going to be hungry again. If I treat a medically ill, sick person, it is no guarantee that he is not going to get a disease in the future. So it is like a boil is there, and if we just try to treat the boil superficially, but we don't treat the infection in the blood, then the boil, another boil will pop up in due course of time. So Krishna has created this material world, and he knows how it functions, and he knows what is the best welfare. Krishna says in Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma. Shukadeva Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj, Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma, Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari, Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha, smartavya ichchata abhayam. If you want to be fearless, really if you want to be fearless, then you have to do one thing. You have to hear about the activities and pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. Shrotatvya kirtitavyascha. You have to speak and do kirtan. You have to tell it to others. And smartavyas. You have to remember those activities again and again. Then you will be freed from the most dangerous types of fears of this world. And these fears are birth, old age, disease and death. We don't realize how painful a birth is for a baby. And we hear about it in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kapil Dev, he describes to his mother, Devahuti, about the sufferings of a living entity in the womb of a mother, and how he is tormented by so many worms, and the food mother is eating, pungent, astringent, bitter, and salty and sour and dry food, and all the urine and stool is there in the womb of the in the abdomen of the mother. Baby is just situated next to it, and it's a very unpleasurable and tormenting situation for the baby. His neck is flexed on the abdomen, and head is his back is curved like a bow. And we are so happy when we have a child. It's a celebration in the house. But for the baby who was there for 9-10 months in the womb of a mother, and he comes out, even after coming out, the parents are not able to understand the demands of the baby. The baby is crying, and someone thinks that baby is hungry, so they are feeding the milk, and baby stomach may be aching. Sometimes we give stomach ache medicine and baby is hungry. Sometimes an ant may be biting the baby. So birth is definitely a displeasurable experience and a painful experience for a living entity. Old age, disease and death. Old age, all of us know how painful old age is. And with the advent of all the material affluence or the facilities, diseases of old age are creeping, growing more and more. Previously we didn't used to hear a lot of kidney problems, diabetes, blood pressure, heart attacks, brain strokes. But nowadays, because the food habits have become rich, physical activity has reduced, no one wants to work hard, and everyone wants a white collar job, working in the office 9 to 5, 9 to 4. So all these things are growing. Old age disease, old age and death. Everyone is afraid of death. Parikshit Maharaj, he is waiting for his imminent death, and we see people, all of us, doing so many things to protect ourselves from death. We do regular health checks, we do take all the precautions while driving the vehicles, and we insure our lives also, so that if we lose our life, then our dependents can be cared. But real abhay, that is fearlessness, can be experienced only when a living entity takes pleasure in the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. And Shukadeva Goswami is very grateful to Parikshit Maharaj for this thing, because Shukadeva Goswami is a person who understands the value of Krishna Katha, and when he gets a candidate who is so receptive and he is going to get benefited by Krishna Katha, Shukadeva Goswami becomes very happy. It is mentioned in this verse. And Shukadeva Goswami is chosen as the chief amongst that assembly to speak Srimad Bhagavat Katha to Parikshit Maharaj, and it's a very prestigious event. But Shukadeva Goswami is not doing it for the sake of prestige, but he is doing it for saving Parikshit Maharaj from the imminent calamity which is coming on him. So if someone is doing some good to us, if someone is giving Krishna Katha and he is favoring us so much, the person who is speaking the Katha, he becomes very happy when the listener is very receptive and he knows that the listener is going to benefit by the Katha. So Srila Prabhupada, when people would ask him, what can we do for you? You have done so much for us. You have given us a spiritual culture. You have given us holy names. You have given us Srimad Bhagavatam. You have given us all the service opportunities. So what can we do for you? And Srila Prabhupada said, you just accept it gratefully and that will make me happy. And when you accept it, apply it in your lives and then distribute it to others. So the real treasure for a speaker, the real treasure is the speaker can spot even a single person who is very receptive and he is going to get benefited by the katha which is going on. So Chanakya Pandits would say, and Srila Prabhupada said that one moon is better than thousands of stars. So someone is speaking Krishna Katha to thousands of people, and even one person who is so receptive as Parikshit Maharaj was, then the purpose of the Katha is fulfilled. And someone said, Maharaj said, that 1,000 moons are even better than one moon. So the preacher is really excited when he gets such a receptive, submissive person who is ready to apply all the teachings in his own life. And why is Shukadeva Goswami so very excited? In this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, he is thinking that I am getting the opportunity to glorify Prahlad Maharaj and Narsingadev, the pastimes of Narsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj. It's not only going to benefit Parikshit Maharaj, but also it will benefit all the people of the who will appear later, and it will thoroughly enlighten for eternity anyone who is going to hear it. And Srila Prabhupada would describe that Prahlad Maharaj, Narsingadev, and he would say Shriman Hiranyakashipu. Shriman Hiranyakashipu, Prabhupada would say that we should be grateful to Hiranyakashipu because Hiranyakashipu, if it was not for Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad's glories and his teachings wouldn't be known to all of us. And with this point, the last point, Shukadeva Goswami is offering his obeisances to his spiritual master Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas. Now Parikshit Maharaj had a very submissive, receptive attitude. He was following the path of the great souls by being submissive to Shukadeva Goswami. And Shukadeva Goswami was also equally qualified person. And why was Shukadeva Goswami equally qualified as Parikshit Maharaj? And why was he chosen amongst the great assembly of so many unlimited number of sages who have gathered from all over the universe just to witness the event of Parikshit Maharaj passing away from this material world and how he is going to face death? And why was Shukadeva Goswami chosen there as the speaker and the chief of the assembly to instruct Parikshit Maharaj? is explained that Shukadeva Goswami was also as submissive to his own spiritual master Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, and that is the qualification of a real spiritual master, a genuine follower of a disciplic succession. Prabhupada would say that he wasn't the most erudite amongst his god brothers, erudite scholar amongst his god brothers. He himself said that Srila Prabhupada was a great scholar, but he didn't consider himself a very at par a scholar with his other god brothers. But Srila Prabhupada was empowered in such a great way that no other person could even dare to think of doing something like what Srila Prabhupada did. So that's how the power of parampara is transmitted, by submissive, receptive inquiry and hearing. And Srila Prabhupada would say, my only qualification is that I am repeating the words of my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he didn't say that this is one of my qualifications. He said, my only qualification is that I am repeating the words of my spiritual master. And he said, for everything I did in the service of Krishna, for every life I saved from Maya, Prabhupada said his only qualification is he heard submissively from his Gurudev and he repeated that message. And we hear from the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was considered the most erudite scholar of the times. And his father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he chose Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He instructed Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that you should accept initiation from Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj. And Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj was approached by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, if we read from his biography, we understand that he had memorized all the Bhagavad Gita verses when he was a very tender boy. And later also he studied scripture so much. But Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj said that you are such a learned scholar, even materially, and all the scriptures you have read. You are the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You carry a great legacy of great lineage with you. And who am I to accept you as a disciple? And he tried to resist accepting him as a disciple. And for that matter, Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj didn't study scriptures like he didn't know so many verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and other things. But still Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur persisted. Ultimately, when Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj accepted Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bimal Prasad, as his disciple, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes and says that till the time I accepted my Guru Maharaj's shelter, my spiritual master's shelter, the scriptural knowledge, which was kind of academic knowledge, didn't manifest in my heart. I didn't realize the imports of the scriptures. So, so many people, so many of us hear the same Krishna Katha, and I am also repeating a lecture heard on the same topic by a great spiritual personality, and I am repeating the same message. But there is a difference when one person speaks and another person speaks, even though the matter is the same, because it is like an blank bullet and a loaded bullet. If you see a blank bullet, it makes the same noise, and it makes when it is fired, it may seem that it has hit the target, but the target is not harmed and disturbed. But a loaded bullet is the one which will harm the target. So the impact of Krishna Katha is when the speaker is a potent speaker. Potent speaker means he is submissive to his spiritual master, and the listener is also very receptive, submissive, and he understands the need of hearing the message with great urgency. And with this, I would like to share one small story, and then we'll stop. It's an example how we can cultivate urgency in our lives in respect to hearing Krishna Katha, because when we have all the things in place, we are sitting in our home, we are sitting in front of Facebook, and we are trying to listen, there is a tendency, and even in the class we tend to fall asleep, and we sometimes we think that, oh, there are so many classes on the Facebook now, there is so much matter on YouTube, and there are so many recordings, I can hear it anytime later. So let me relax, let me sleep for some time in the class, and then later I will hear the recording. But even while he listening to the recording, the same tendency creeps up. So one example is given, I will just quote the example and then I will stop. If I am driving flying an airplane, I am the pilot of the airplane, and I have all the controls with me, but the controls went off, and I cannot control the airplane henceforth, and the airplane is going down at a very fast speed. It is trembling, and I am trying to connect to the air traffic control room. Now the air traffic control room person who is there, he is trying to instruct me what to do to salvage the situation and to come out alive. So what will my situation be when he is trying to tell me something? Each and every word I will try to catch in my ears, because there is no time to repeat. And that urgency, that's how one should feel the urgency to hear Krishna Katha from a bona fide representative of Vyasadeva, like Shukadev Goswami. And the person who is listening should be attentive, submissive, and desperate, like Parikshit Maharaj. Then the transmission is potent, and we reap the harvest, we reap the benefits of Krishna Katha. It is said, Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido. When Krishna's potent Katha, his chivalrous, glorious activities are heard in the association of great souls from a bona fide speaker, a spiritual master, it has potent effects. And what are the potent effects? Bhavanti Ritkarna Rasayana Katha. One is able to relish the nectar of Krishna Katha. And the effect of that is Tajjoshanat Ashu Apavarga Vartmani Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anyukramishati. In the heart of such a person, Shraddha develops, Rati, intense attachment for Lord Krishna's service and hearing develops, and ultimately there is the rise of Krishna Prem in the heart of such a person, and his way to the eternal life, eternal spiritual blissful life is opened, and there he enjoys unlimited spiritual happiness in the service of Lord Shri Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. So here we will stop. I thank all of you for being a patient listener and giving me an opportunity to glorify Shukadev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj and Srimad Bhagavatam. हरे कृष्णा। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।